I've heard Senator Bewley speak several times, and I have to say her message today was dead on. I found myself nodding as she's speaking. And this is, this election year is unlike any other, and everyone in this room knows it. And as I've traveled about this district, some people react to what's going on in different ways. For example, I was in Rhinelander yesterday knocking on doors for the coordinated campaign. And it was really interesting. I haven't done doors in Rhinelander before. Very, very nice people, regardless. Whether or not they wanted to hear from me or not, or had me knocking on the door, not one person was rude to me. So there was this one door, I knocked on there, the fellow answered, and you could he was wearing pain on his face. And I think maybe they had been watching the news on the inside. And I knocked on the door and I introduced myself. I said, "Hi, I'm Margaret Engebretson and I'm running for Congress." And he's like, "Okay. You know what? I already know what I'm going to do. I don't want to hear another word. I am so sick of it. No offense. Thank you." Took my thing and shut the door. I encountered another young woman who told me that she doesn't vote. She refuses to vote. She doesn't want to vote. It's a personal choice of hers. And I tried to persuade her to get interested. And I asked her, "So what do you care about? What issues do you care about? Is health care something that you think about or have an issue with? What about education? What about your wages?" And I could just see in her eyes that, and I didn't know her well and I didn't want to push it, but this is something I've encountered with other people in this time in history, is that they're overwhelmed. And some people choose to just shut off because that's what they know how to do. Now, Senator Bewley talked about the toxic atmosphere and how difficult it is to find someone to work with in the Republican Party to address these long-term, sticky issues that we have in this nation. And some of them are getting worse and worse. We've got climate change. I was at the Rise Up rally in March in Minocqua, and several people showed up there, some good speakers I got to speak with. That's a huge issue. We also have education. People are very concerned about education. And of course, the number one thing is healthcare. I've had people tell me, I can't afford my healthcare at all anymore, and if something goes wrong, I am destroyed. So it is unhelpful, in my mind, to have leaders in this country, representatives, that how they spend their valuable time and their platform and their unique position to do things to help us, and they get out there and they spread toxic waste right into the political bloodstream. And it is overwhelming this nation right now. And it is hard work to keep up on what's going on. I hear this everywhere I go. And like I said, everyone handles it differently. So as Janet touched on, kind of telling you a little bit about my story and how I ended up to be standing before you today, is that after the 2016 election, I evaluated the situation and I became so deeply alarmed and concerned about our nation that I decided to do something about it. And it was over the course of several months that it dawned on me suddenly one day. I remember where I was standing in my dining area looking out on my beautiful backwoods, and it dawned on me that I wasn't going to be assisting and helping someone defeat Sean Duffy, that it was me that was going to do it. And I tell you that because right now in American history, whether you want to or not, we're all playing a role. And each of us matters. All of us matter. And the only thing incumbent on us is to, in these times, please consider shouldering what you can. If it's making phone calls or knocking on doors or handwriting postcards, please do it. Please help. Because we need you. And I will do everything in my power to win this election. For you and for the people of this district who deserve much better. One of the common complaints I've had, and one of the reasons I decided to run for this seat, is that our current representative has abdicated his duty. He went to Congress, he took the oath of office, and he has ignored it, as far as I can tell, in his words and his deeds. The oath has two parts: to support and defend the Constitution, and to faithfully execute the duties of your office, right? Representative Duffy voted to repeal the Affordable Care Act. Several times they've been trying to take away health care from us. I think, how could you? And then he voted for the tax bill in December of 2017 that funneled all the tax breaks and all the benefits, almost all of it, up to the super wealthy and the corporations, when we already have the worst income and wealth inequality in this country, which of course is causing a simmering rage of many of the American people. It's something I talk about when I go talk to Democratic Party members in particular. And I understand what people are angry at their neighbors for voting for Donald Trump, for voting for Republicans. They're like, how could you? And one of the things I try to remind folks of, and I remind myself of this, is that Donald Trump went out there when he was campaigning and said, yep, you're the forgotten man. You need health care. I'll get better health care. Social Security is fine. I'll keep that. He said everything. Now he's gone and done the exact opposite. But also look at Bernie Sanders when he was running. He had a deep appeal, especially in the state of Wisconsin. Now, there are a lot of people hurting in our state. I know that there's an Alice report. I don't know if you've read this. It's put out by the United Way. There are large swaths of Wisconsinites living in poverty or darn near that if one false move, it's over. And living with that low-grade fear and hopelessness is not good for us. And so what we need to do is shoulder what we can, come together, and start taking back these leadership positions and show how it's done. Do what's right. It is time to set things right. This country has enormous potential. We have people in this nation where their skills and abilities are being squandered because we haven't educated them. Because they don't have jobs where they can leave, because they don't have health care, so they're stuck and they can't start their own business. But I tell you what, I feel optimism. You know why? Because I've been traveling. I need to add up how many thousands of miles I've done. I really should. I have traveled thousands and thousands of miles. I have tried to get in every nook and cranny of this district. I strike up conversations at the gas station, in the grocery store. They don't know who I am. I'm a curious sort. So I'll go start talking to folks and I just get to know them a little. And you know what? You learn a lot. And there is an energy that is unlike anything I've ever witnessed before. And it's a positive energy. This election year, in my opinion, is the most important midterm election in American history. think what's exciting about it for us is that since January of 2017 and thereafter when we had that Women's March in Washington, D.C. and all over the nation, there are regular folks rising up and coming together. And they don't wear party labels. I wasn't even a Democrat till I officially wandered into the Polk County Democratic Party meeting in January 2017, and I joined up. That's what I decided to do. But there are people that are coming together because we share so much in common, and we know we can do better, and we're thirsting for getting along with our neighbors. And like Janet said, this poison, people are so tired of it. And I know that it is tempting for folks to want Democrats to go essentially say these things and really sock it back and kind of do the same thing. But I personally, I don't want to do that. So we got to lead by example also, right? So I will go after Representative Duffy on his record. What has he voted for? What has he done? How does he treat his constituents at his town halls if he shows up? Right? So we have a representative that has been absentee. And I'll tell you this, once elected, I swear to you, I will not be absentee. I'll have your back. Thank you.